morning. Good morning. See if my mat's in. How are you? How are you? Let me just do the thingy thing. Okay, so it's hatha yoga today. It is very relaxed. We're gonna balance on one, which I'm still not. I'm a little bit uncertain of, but we'll see how it goes. So a pigeon hold, but not the pigeon we're used to, coming in from a different angle. We're gonna do that. I wanted to do a warrior hold, but my foot's so sore when I stretch it, but we'll see how we go with there. So yes, on your mats in child's pose, please, because we are going to do a hatha yoga. So child's pose at the back of your mat, and walk yourself down and stretch yourself out. Yourself.
Sorry.
Good morning, Minion.
Good morning.
Oh, so nice and slow, holding poses. It's gonna feel good. I'm not sure about the balance.
The balance.
Holding the balance.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Okay, get your bottom down and just stretch it out. Put your elbows down on the floor and just relax into that. And then lift up on your knees so that your bum is in the air, so 90-90. And you can walk your hands forward, and we're just going to do a slight little puppy pose instead of a child's pose. Keep your tummy tucked in, press your chest down. Just stretch out your back. It's a little bit difficult if your shoulders can't extend and your scapula can't up-rotate like this, but try and find a way. You can always put your hands next to you and come down like this so that your shoulders doesn't have to extend. So you choose which one you want to do. And just hold it. Maybe you can bring your bum up a little bit. A little bit more. I think you're leaning forward too much.
Oh, a stupid pose.
You don't have to have your chest on the floor. Stupid pose.
I do not want to be a puppy.
And then walk it back. Push your bum down and go back into child's pose. What is that?
My back does not like puppy pose.
And then up onto your hands and knees. Neutral spine, navel to spine. Hold that hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. And just push into a cat stretch. Hold the cat, navel to spine. You can press back a little bit onto your toes. Just hold the cat back. Come back. And then when you go into the cow, keep your shoulders strong and lift up your chest as much as you can so that you kind of feel that stretch in your abs. You should feel it in your abs if you lift up that chest and just hold that. Stretch a little bit more. It goes after a while. And slowly back into cat. And back to child's pose. Relax. You can put your elbows down and just hold that child's pose. Move around a little bit. Stretch out your back. Okay. So because it's hold, we're going to hold downward dog. Yeah. You're going to hold downward dog. So onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog, and just step your feet a little bit closer than usual so that you've got a shorter stance, tummy in, navel to spine, push back the shoulders, and just slowly walk it out to get into that stretch. Hair everywhere. Take your time, play around with your ankles a little bit with your hips. Make sure the shoulders is nice and strong and you're not pinching anywhere, tummy in. And just slowly go for the stretch. You can push both back. Just make sure both legs are super engaged and your back is straight. If you want to intensify it, you can push your chest towards your legs. I've still got that cramp in my shoulder. I can't speak in this position, it hurts. And slowly see if you can get those heels completely down. Well, you don't have to. A little bit downer is fine. But focus a lot on the posture, pushing back a little bit, tummy in, legs strong, heels down. You can still walk around if it's painful. You don't have to stay in position. You can still walk around. I find it painful. I find this very difficult downward dog. It stretches too much everywhere. And knees down, child's pose. Just let oxygen come back to your head. And back. So we're just going to sit on our knees, lean back a little bit. So our balance stretch is a standing balance with a leg going out. So you just need to make sure that you stay on your feet. So you don't have to let your leg go out. Just as long as you stay on your feet, that's fine. So you can slowly get up to a standing. And my head is cut off.
With the camera on.
Oh, then my feet's cut off.
Hey, with the camera back?
Mm-hmm.
With it back?
Oh. There we go. Okay. So with your legs, hip distance apart, we'll stretch first before we do this, otherwise it's going to be impossible. Tuck your tailbone in. So your feet's more or less to the sides of your mat, but still on your mat. Tuck your tailbone in, shrug your shoulders back, and hands into your chest. And we're just going to dip into a tabletop from there. You put your hands on your knees to make it easier. Tabletop. So keep that back straight, keep that navel to spine, keep the tummy tucked in. Shoulders shrug back as well, so then slouch forward. Just move the weight to the front of the feet. Just like that. Now you can put your hands wherever you want to. It can be quite far ahead, like you're in a wide-legged downward dog, and then slowly walk it back. It can be directly underneath you, depends on your flexibility. Keep your back straight, so you're pivoting from the hips. Navel to spine, so try not to round out and stick your tailbone in. Try and keep everything nice and straight. And very slowly breathe yourself down into that stretch. So take your time. If your hands is far away and it's comfortable for you to there, hold it for a little bit, navel to spine. And then every time you feel that release, you can walk it in a little bit. If your hands is far away, engage your legs and make sure that your quads is engaged. Keep the weight to the front of the feet, navel to spine. And just stretch it, stretch it. And you should feel a little bit taller after this, depending on where you came from. Heels down, Louis. And just keep it down. You will start to be able to fold a double eventually. Able to spine back straight. Then bend your knees in quite a bit. Heel toe your feet to next to each other, hip distance apart. And fold over your legs like we usually do. Relax your shoulders. And then walk your hands forward again. Straighten out your legs. If you can, you don't have to, you can keep them bent. And again, start to walk it in so that you can get into that forward bend. A slight bend in the knees is fine, it's good. So don't worry if you've got a slight bend. Wait for it to ease off. So lean forward until it eases off and then walk it back as it eases off. Navel to spine. Breathe it down. So you're breathing your chest towards your legs as you breathe.
It's still straight back though, is it?
Yeah, but you're breathing down. Now bend your legs and very slowly, because your head was upside down for a very long time, roll it up to the top, shrug the shoulders back, and just put your hands in your lower back and press back into a little bit of a back bend, but the chest is open. Just let that go. And back to the middle. Okay, so the balance is simple. It's just tree with leg extension if you want to do it. So find your balance. Lift up your right, let's say right leg. Lift up your right leg and just find your balance. The standing bum is squeezing in. Once you have your balance, you can put your foot in a tree pose and hands into your chest and hold that. Hips forward, knee out if you can. I can't look around. Can't explain. Then I fall. So tree pose, wherever that leg goes, bum squeezed in, hips forward, hands into your chest, and just hold that. So you are pushing the hips forward, you've got navel to spine, you've got your bum tucked in, you've got your shoulders shrugged back, and this knee is going out. You can have it on the floor like this if your balance is really bad or that leg struggles to lift up and externally rotate. As long as that bum is squeezed in, you can have it on your calf, you can have it on your knee where I have it, and some of you are quite flexible. You can put it in your thigh and hold it there, but I can't. I'm on the knee. As long as you don't push your knee out of alignment, you're good to go. Standing legs strong. Now rotate that leg back to the top. Grab, reach out and grab your toe. If you can't grab it, then just grab your foot or your ankle or your knee. Bring this knee nice and high next to you. And extend it out and open up without falling. Standing bum squeezing. You can have a bent leg. Ooh, can't do everything.
You squeeze, extend to the side.
Yes. Hips forward, leg extended out, and hold. Ah! I said hold, collapse. You can have it bend and squeezed into your doing like this as well.
Okay.
You can't see me, and my instruction isn't good enough for him to. And then bring it back, sorry, and collapse. Kick it out. That was worse enough. The other one's on my back foot. This is going to be interesting. Okay, leg hip distance apart. Make sure you're nice and stable. Tailbone tucked in, lift up the left leg. Squeeze the standing bum, navel to spine, shoulders shrug back. And then when you're ready, hands into your chest and into tree you go. Standing leg squeezed, knee out, shrug the shoulders back, and hold. navel to spine. And look around. Everything nice and strong. Knee out. You can hold that knee out if you want. You can do whatever with your hands actually. If you want to hold position, if you feel you're gonna fall over, if you don't help yourself squeezing the bum or push that knee out. So that's up to you. Rotate that knee back to the front, and if you can, grab the big toe and extend that leg out. Or just bend it in and hold. Oh, my foot. Sorry, you hold.
Your foot painful.
And bring it back to the middle and collapse. Whew, that was interesting. Okay, you can sit yourself down again and sit back to the length of your mat the way I'm sitting. Sit back a little bit. Bring your feet and your knees in. Are you okay?
I'll just do it this way.
And then you're just gonna, you don't have to. I'll sit forward a little bit. We're just gonna do this internally and externally, rotating the hip. Drop that knee down if you can. You can move your bum with you. You don't have to keep it on the floor. Now, when you get to the left-hand side, keep the legs there. Keep sitting back for now. Keep this back leg, so the right leg, knee pushing down. You can walk that foot 90-90, squeeze that knee down, and then slowly start to walk it up to a straight. Keep that leg down. So face the back knee. You're not going to face it completely. Just hold that. And then I want you to rotate towards this front leg, so the left leg. You can move the back leg back a little bit. We are going to do pigeon. So your leg is already in pigeon. So move towards your front leg, do you? You have it? Yeah. So all you do is you rotate yourself up. And once you're a little bit just balanced on that one bum, you can go down. Go down towards the knee first, because that's easier. You've got that, you're still on the leg, you've got that diagonal line. Both hands on the floor. And just hold it there. If it's already stiff when you're sitting there, just keep it there for a while. If not, you can start to kind of roll your body like you're foam rolling your leg over until you get to your foot. And hold it there. So as soon as you roll over to your foot, you're lifting off that bum a little bit and you're putting a lot of weight on the leg. So just be careful. Roll it back to the knee, which is nice, and roll it back to the foot. Just be careful for crunching sounds. Then lift up a little bit. And lift it up to the top. Sit back, bring this knee back in 90-90. Sit back in your leisurely position. Come back to the middle with your legs and go again, side to side. And one leg's going to feel fluffy and light, and the other one isn't on either side. Press that knee down. And then we're going to go towards the right. Squeeze that left knee down and just hold it there. Internal rotation. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. Are you in pain?
No, I'm fine.
Roll up. Just sit nice and high with that knee squeezing down. It's uncomfortable, so don't think, oh, it's easy. Don't worry if you're struggling. Now rotate towards the front leg with your body. You can move this back leg back a little bit. And then we're going to do the same. You're just going to go over this front leg towards the knee first because it's easier. You don't have to move that back leg back. Just if it's in the way, you can move it back. So towards the knee first. And just stay there. Able to spine. And as soon as you're ready, you can roll yourself towards the foot. I find it easier to roll with that back leg back towards the foot. Hold it there. Able to spine. And roll it back to the knee, just to ease it off. And roll it back to the foot and hold. The bum is singing. Just let that bum muscle relax. Try not to hold it in. Just relax it. And bring it back up. Sit up high, and you can sit with your legs. Normally, we're going to do another internal rotation if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can just bring your leg in like we usually do, like that. Otherwise, you can take your right leg back, and then just make sure your foot's turned up a little bit. And your bum is nice and close to that foot. And you're going to use this arm to squeeze you up, because you tend to want to do this when your foot's under, when you've got that knee stretch. So this is a big knee stretch. So just be aware of that if your knee is a troublesome truck. Okay, so hold that, foot looking up at you. Hold that, so use this arm to squeeze. And the opposite hand, you're just going to reach for your foot, your ankle, or your knee. Then you're going to go into that stretch and just use this opposite hand to keep you in place. Then, if you can, you can grab your toe and lift up that leg into a stretch. Sit back.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You're still using this arm to keep you up. You can also hold on to your leg like this, Louis. Mm-hmm. This is the other option.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So you don't have to grab the toe, obviously. You can just hold on to the leg. Bring it back down. Still hold that arm there and go for another stretch. You should feel a little bit better. Keep your navel to your spine. Keep your quads engaged. And lift it back up to the top. Hands into your chest. Just rotate towards this knee that's in. Sit nice and high. And then rotate forward. And now go into that foot bend without having the arm there. So you have to balance. Are you okay, Louis?
Yeah.
Lift it back up and release. And just take the other one back. Again, it's a knee stretch, so just be careful that your knee is okay. Turn that foot up and then sit nice and close to that foot. You can use for the beginning, because it does, I don't know if you've noticed, but you can't do this in the beginning. You feel like the spine does this. So it does ease off a little bit. Okay, use this opposite arm to keep you up. Oh, that's got a mat burn. Okay, the hand that's loose, just go forward, go into your stretch and hold. Now, if you can use your hand on your calf or on your toe. Pick up that leg. You can lean back a little bit. You could also hold on to your calf.
side is more difficult.
I don't want to hold on to my toe. Take it down and just go into that. Oh, I've got such a carpet burn on that side. You can just go forward a little bit. Go into that stretch. And then bring it back up. Hands into your chest, rotate towards the knee. And rotate back into that forward bend without collapsing. The C curve is a little bit less. Now you're now working your internal obliques to keep you in position. Lift it up and release it back. Big knee stretch. Okay, last little stretch and then we're done actually because it takes quite a time. The hatha yoga takes time.
I love it.
Do you like it? Louis loves it. We didn't do the warrior one, but it's only because of my foot. Okay, so we're going to do half lotus, and Tanya's going to do full lotus. So if you can do full lotus, please do so. So you're putting your foot on your thigh, foot looking up at you, calf turned out, sit nice and high. And this is kind of a back twist as well. It's very... Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
So it's a difficult back twist. So do cross your legs if you struggle with this. It's a thoracic back twist. So you're not going to get a lot of movement out of it at all. So sit up nice and high. If you're in half lotus, we're going to switch anyway and do the other side. Hands behind your head. We're just going to do this nice and slow. And you're going to put your opposite elbow on your opposite knee or just in that area so that you've got that twist in your torso. And you're going to try and lift up the opposite elbow a little bit. It's a little bit weird. It's difficult. I can't talk in this position. Lift it up. Straighten out completely. And just drop it down on the other side if you can. If you struggle in lotus, Louis, just do normal.
I can struggle.
It looks like. Lift it back up. Release it down. Hands on your knees. Let this foot just get used to it. You can move it a little bit. And straighten out. I struggle with lotus. I don't have that flexibility. Okay. Release the foot and just do the other side. If you're on full lotus, switch anyway because it's good to switch. And put this foot again turned up on your lap. Really, that knee turned in, calf turned out. My foot wants to slide off. And hands behind your back. Sit up nice and high. And we're going to do it again. So you're going to take opposite elbow to opposite knee and twist. I'm not getting to the knee actually. Just that side. Ankle to spine. Hand lifted up. Woo. This is a difficult twist. Switch and lift. We will get to the knee. We will get to the knee. I'll have to put it there. And lift it up. Drop your hands down. Shrug your shoulders back. I will have to, unfortunately, practice that to get my elbow on my knee completely because I struggle. I saw it's an over 50 yoga book I got this idea from. And it's like, whoop, full lotus. Okay, so if you can, and this is just to try, if you can't do it in full lotus, it's quite difficult to pick yourself up. Your non-lotus foot is going to stay on the floor. But if you can get yourself into a full lotus, can you tell that I can?
You're doing all right.
Okay, so I'm not really in a full lotus because this foot's going to fall off. But I'll show you, I can't lift up the poop foot. But if you are on full lotus, and Tanya, I know you can do this because you did it yesterday. You put your hands next to you, you should be able to lift up everything. So your bum and both your legs. In full lotus.
I'm not in full lotus.
If you're not, you can only lift up the leg that's on top. Anyway, something to practice. Full lotus with a lotus. I think they call it flying lotus. So flying lotus.
Since Tanya just sent us a photo.
So Tanya, please let Divan take a photo and send it to me. I'm going to put it on the thumbnail for tomorrow. Please, 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 Tanya. So you do your full lotus.
And anyone else who gets it.
And then, anyone else as well, if you can do it. And you don't have my number, please Facebook it to me. So take a photo, Tanya. Let Divan take a photo where you lift yourself up, full lotus. And then I'll use it as a thumbnail tomorrow. Yay! Yay! I'm so excited. New thumbnails. Okay, bring your legs into a diamond shape. Take a nice deep breath in. Just slide it forward, only to where you can. Drop it down. Stretch it out. Hold the stretch, let all the air go, and roll it back. All the way to the top. Stack the spine, take a nice deep breath in, and you are excused for today. Have a lovely Thursday. Tanya, please send a photo. I need a new thumbnail. I'm bored with mine.
I think everyone should send a photo.
Everyone can send a photo of any yoga pose, please, for thumbnails. That's the project.
Project thumbnail.
Project thumbnail. That's a good idea. Now I'm going to use the one you've sent me ages ago if I still have it. Hello, Anna. It's a pleasure. See you all tomorrow. Remember to send your thumbnails. I'm so excited. Bye.